USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at usaa.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for this day.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Spin Shuffle Skip on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Alright, we're getting back down into our soundtrack deep dives here with a film that has a soundtrack that just absolutely slayed. We're talking about the soundtrack to William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet from the movie directed by Baz Luhrmann and starring Leo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. And here to join me for this show, Alex Whissell is back on. Alex, how you doing, man?
I am doing great.
Now, we obviously picked an album each to do in our little record session here. This was my pick. So I ask you, have you seen this film and did you have this soundtrack before we started talking about it?
I have seen this movie before. I think I own this movie actually somewhere in the vast abyss of physical media in the basement. Soundtrack, though, I have not, although I am constantly collecting.
No, you're hoarding.
I'm definitely hoarding. But if I do see the soundtrack, I'll definitely keep my eyes open for it because this was a crazy soundtrack to listen to.
You're gonna have a room in your house just full of vinyl and CDs. It's gonna be a room of shame, but you're just gonna embrace the shame.
That was the basement. When we moved in, it was literally box after box. Alex crap, Alex CDs, Alex vinyl, and I'm sitting there in my shame. And I spent the entire first night that we were in there unpacking and organizing because I could not bear to see that.
You alphabetized it, didn't you?
I did yesterday or 2 days ago.
You are a massive collector when you sit there and you take a day to alphabetize your collection.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to take the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. Now, let me give you a little background on this album. There were 2 volumes. The first volume was the soundtrack with all the songs on it. The second volume was primarily the score, and it had 1 or 2 other songs on there as well. The 10th anniversary release that came out in 2006 actually took some of the songs from Volume 2 and added it to the entirety of Volume 1. So if you're finding this on Spotify, you're probably listening to the 10th anniversary, which is a much longer song list. And we're going to pick 3 songs each, a spin, a shuffle, and a skip. The spin is one that we hold in absolute high regard. The shuffle is one that, it's pretty damn good, just like the film. And the skip is one that's not necessarily an indictment upon the song itself, but it's just the one we like the least on the album. But let's get some background first. This disc was released October 29th, 1996, hit number 1 in Australia and New Zealand, and number 2 on the Billboard 200. This was actually, in 1997, the second highest selling album in all of Australia, behind the self-titled release from Savage Garden. It is 5 times platinum in Australia, 4 times platinum in the US, triple platinum in Canada, and platinum in New Zealand, Spain, and the UK. There were 4 singles off of this one. Love Fool by the Cardigans hit number 1 in New Zealand, Scotland, and on the US pop airplay charts. And Number One Crush by Garbage hit number 1 in Canada on the rock and alternative charts and in the US on the alternative airplay charts. Lots of good songs to pick from here, but what is your spin pick?
Ooh, my spin pick is going to be Young Hearts, which is track 8 on this beautiful playlist. It's an eclectic mix. Let me tell you, I honestly, when listening to this, I thought it was going to be more heavy, and it has its peaks and its lows in terms of like where it's going to go in style. But Young Hearts, like as soon as it started playing, I'm a disco guy. I like to dance. That made me dance right away. But Number One Crush made me blush because damn, there was a lot of moaning in that track. And I had this thing full volume, scared the crap out of me. I was like, I have a house full of people now, and people are gonna think things of me. Thanks.
I just put a sock on the doorknob and start playing Number One Crush.
Got a sock on the mic.
Right? But Young Hearts Run Free by Kim Mazel. I mean, it's a good song. And here's the thing. Most of the songs on this album fit the vibe of the movie. And I think this fits really well. Not only because lyrically it kind of matches up with the vibe of Romeo and Juliet in this film, but I mean like there's a vibe to the film. There's a life to it as given by Baz Luhrmann, the director. This disc is I don't want to say it's all over the place, but it gives you a little something of everything because so does the movie. Mm-hmm. For my spin pick, I'm going soft. I'm going powerful. I'm going with Kissing You by Desiree. First of all, holy freaking pipes on Desiree. Mm-hmm. Like the vibrato on her voice.
I literally have it written here in my notes. Passion.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain songs that should very well be the shoe-in if you want to win on American Idol. This is one of them. Like, take a look at Hallelujah. You want to get the judge's attention, you go in there and you try to pull that off, right? Mm-hmm. Or anything from Mariah Carey. This is another one. But this is one where you got to have soul to your voice, right? You're not going in there and nasally singing this. You need to hit that vibrato. And the strings in this are so lush. Like, it just starts off quiet piano and vocals, and then those strings come up, and they live in that that cello register as everything builds up. And even like that interlude kind of in the middle of the song, it works really, really well. Like, this is the most powerful song on the disc, personal opinion. The fact that there's also a little bit of controversy to it after the fact. Beyonce had actually attempted to record a cover of this. Now, this is all according to Wikipedia, so bear with me on this one, because I'm not a music insider. I'm an idiot in a basement with a microphone, but I know how to read, so bear with me here. She approached Desiree's team in order to be able to record a cover of this. And there were apparently 2 stipulations in the contract. It said you must keep the name of the song the same, and you cannot do a music video for it. Those were the 2 stipulations of the contract. She did both. Apparently changed the name of the song and shot a music video for it, and then had a cease and desist because it was a violation of contract. This is all according to Wikipedia. So I'm just telling you what I read. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure Beyonce could kill this song. Absolutely, probably could. But this song is power. This song's a moment, and especially too when you think about where it is in the film. It's such a moment. And even instrumentally, this song kills as well. You take out the vocals and the song still tugs at your heartstrings, and you know you've written something good. For my shuffle pick, I'm going with something a little bit out of what you would expect from me. Because you're probably sitting there thinking, he's going to go with the Garbage song. Because you know me. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm going with To You I Bestow by Mundy. So now this is Irish artist, probably better known for some of his traditional songs like his take on Galway Girl. But I love the cool 90s alternative vibe that this has. And the things, I've heard this song live. I have seen Mundy play a solo acoustic show. This song still goes across as an acoustic song as well. Like, it's a vibe, and it's one of those things where prior to this album, I had never heard of Mundy. I'd never heard of him. Having seen him now, having met him, the song hits better for me now. For your shuffle pick, what did you go with?
Shuffle pick. I went the route where if you know me, you feel like I would definitely pick this song. I went with Love Fool. Because
hard to not pick that one.
It is hard not to pick that one because listen, I'm a huge fan of sampling and covers and all that stuff. So I've heard this a bajillion times, but specifically there's this amazing movie called Hot Fuzz. Same people, different movies. Hot Fuzz, and the scene literally is the Nick Frost, Simon Pegg. They're invited to go see the play, and it's Romeo and Juliet, and the ending happens super dramatic. Everybody's drunk, and then they break into that song, and it's the nastiest, dumbest, cringiest scene ever, and I love it.
So Scotty and Hagrid go see Romeo and Juliet is basically what you're saying Hot Fuzz is all about. Loveful was also a moment. It was a moment in like pop zeitgeist at that time, right? This song was everywhere. I take a look at this song and I kind of put it in the same boat as Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer. They both kind of hit that same radio-friendly earworm, like it's the Wrath of Khan kind of earworm.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the vocals by Nina Persson on this, like it's sweet vocals. Again, very much like Sixpence None the Richer. All right, so on to your skip pick. What song would you pass on for this?
I picked Little Star. You know, I listened to the entire soundtrack, and I just feel that specific song just didn't hit with me.
Written by Swedish singer Stina Nordenstam. It's funny you mentioned that song. I personally liked it. I mean, you kind of have to be in the right frame of mind for it. I talked about Nina Persson's vocals on Love Fool, and then they're in that higher register, and which is all well and good. But Stina Nordenstam's vocals on this, they are much, much higher than that. You know, it's you have to be ready for it. It's a nice song. Absolutely a lovely song. Originally was released on her album And She Closed Her Eyes, which was released in 1994. And that album was named the best Swedish album of all time by Sonic on their 2013 list of the 100 best Swedish albums. And yet it's your skip pick.
Well, you know, I never said I had good taste.
You have insulted the entire nation of Sweden.
Sorry, guys.
Apologize to Stina Nordenstam. I think I'm going to surprise you with my skip pick.
Okay.
Because you know me. And we had recently, well, not recently because it's been a bit, done an episode of Spin Shuffle Skip on Gravity Kills.
Okay.
So when I tell you that my skip pick is Pretty Piece of Flesh by 1 Inch Punch, probably not the song you expected me to skip on.
No.
Because normally this would be something that I would be right into. Almost like a new wave industrial kind of vibe to it. But I find that this song kind of sits in second gear for the whole thing. And it's not even like, I don't like the genre because I love the genre, as I mentioned when we did that Gravity Kills episode. Even doing a soundtrack like The Crow, there's a song on there called After the Flesh by My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. That song's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. This one plods, I find. It was a toss-up between this and Angel by Gavin Friday. But I think the thing with this is I don't think Pretty Piece of Flesh kind of fits the vibe of the rest of the album. Like, Number One Crush, you know, it's more alternative. It's a little bit harder than a lot of the other stuff on there, but it's really not that hard. And it fits the vibe of what they're going for. Radiohead brought in this real, like, talk show host. That was in the running for being my shuffle pick because it's a great song. Pretty Piece of Flesh comes across to me as a little too harsh for the assignment.
You know, I definitely see that. In my notes, I wrote down the lyrics from, man, I'm blanking on this song. Oh, Rage Against the Machines, Killing in the Name. That was the vibes I was getting off of your skip track.
Yeah, if My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult did a Rage Against the Machine cover song, that's what it would sound like. I wanted to give a shout out to When Doves Cry, that version by Quentin Tarver, which is on the 10th anniversary release, but was not on the original Volume 1. I personally stuck to the Volume 1 original tracks because I'm an idiot like that. But that version of When Doves Cry is fire. Absolute fire.
I agree, but I stuck to like the original too, just so like it would be more focused on that.
All right, so before we go, remind our listeners what your spin, shuffle, and skip picks are from the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack.
All right, so my spin is Young Hearts, my shuffle is Loveful, and my skip is Little Star.
All right, and for me, my spin pick is Kissing You from Desiree. My shuffle pick is To You I Bestow from Mundy. And my skip pick is Pretty Piece of Flesh by 1 Inch Punch. Alex, thank you so much for this. Now, please remind our listeners what you've been up to and where they can find you out there on the interwebs.
Well, recently what I've been up to is I got my together, got a big boy job. I still do photography. I still mess around music, and I love doing these podcasts. So you can find me there too on the podcast. You can find me on Instagram at Photographs by AC. And you can find me on YouTube at AC Official Music Page.
All right. And to you, our dear listeners, well, you guys know the drill. If there's an album that you want us to cover on Spin, Shuffle, Skip, or an artist that you want us to cover on There Can Only Be One, hit us up on social media at Only One Cast, or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you check out our movie shows, including It's Not That Bad, Keep Watch Pass, and the 3 times a year Grading on a Curve. Until next time, he's Alex. I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Spin, Shuffle, Skip on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.